you're a CIO, so you understand portfolio allocation.
Yeah.
So before understanding this 20%,
Yeah.
how much is crypto?
Of my own personal portfolio. Liquid?
Yeah.
It's probably 30 or 40% of my liquid portfolio. And then I work in crypto and I'm a shareholder in Bitwise. So the overall allocation is really significant. Yeah.
How responsible is that?
I think it's fine. I
love it. That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, look, I have a high degree of conviction on this space. I wish I owned more Bitcoin, to be sure. Yeah.
I think we all do.
Right.
We probably all own less Bitcoin now than we used to own in the past.
Yeah. Yeah. We should all own more Bitcoin.
So what's the 20%?
What's the 20%? Right now, there are two areas that I think are undervalued. So one, I think there's going to be a DeFi renaissance that's really significantly bigger than most people think.
Mm-hmm.
So that's part of the 20%. The reason for that is we talked about this infra being built up, but the use not expanding because of this regulatory barrier.
Mm-hmm.
So you have like a dam that's filling up to the very top. If you look at DeFi, that's exactly the case. There's incredible technology and incredible infrastructure and incredible revenue and users and proof that it can survive in volatile markets up and down. It's so phenomenal to watch. But both the penetration into real world assets has been limited, and then the tokenomics of the projects has been terrible because if they had any real value drivers, they went to jail. And I think that that's changed. And so I think there's a massive unlock there. And then I don't want to name individual names, but there's some of the emergent layer ones that I think are interesting and I like owning a little bit of.
Interesting. What's a great investor?
A great investor is someone who's comfortable with their investment and doesn't panic. To me, that's the whole game.
How hard is it to become a good investor?
It's really easy.
That's so interesting.
It's really easy. Just 80-20 it. And you're already, I come from an index investing background, right?
What is index investing?
Sure. It's owning the S&P 500 in stocks, which say instead of trying to pick and choose stocks, you just own the entire market. And a funny little story from index investing history is it was created in the 1970s and early 1980s. And when it launched, it was seen as un-American. And there was this phenomenal statement, I think it was from someone at Fidelity, which was an active shop, which was, I don't think the majority of Americans will be comfortable getting average returns. And the reason that's funny is by definition, they have to, because they own the entire market. So by definition, they're going to get those average returns. But the point they were making is no one would be comfortable with this index-based strategy. The reality is the long-term investors in index-based strategies historically beat 70 to 80% of all investors. So you can be in the top 25% of investors by just doing nothing. So that part is easy, but you just have to hold yourself back.
Yeah, actually, I told you the other day, I read 3 books 10 years ago, 12 years ago about investing to understand how the hell do I become financially free? And you read all these, I read the Little Common Sense of Investing, Jack Bogle, A Random Walk Down Wall Street, Burton Malkiel, and then Tony Robbins, when he mastered the game. They all say the same thing, buy index funds, buy ETFs, right?
Yep.
And do nothing. They all say the same thing. And even Buffett says, the day I die, I'll put everything in S&P 500.
Yep.
Because I don't think people can beat the market. And in one of these books, I think it was the one of Tony Robbins, he was actually saying not 70 to 80%, he was saying 96% of the active fund managers don't outperform the market after taxes and fees and all that stuff, right?
That's right.
Which is crazy, right?
Think about that. And those are guys getting huge salaries with huge teams today, using the most advanced AI tools, right? Using the most sophisticated traders, They probably have direct relationships with the people running these companies. And 96% of them can't beat my son Dash, who owns index funds, right? He is crushing these people making $10 million a year picking stocks. And that's just the facts. I mean, those are just the data. And I think it's doubly true in crypto for what it's worth.
That's what I wanted to ask.
Yeah, 100%.
Obviously.
100%.
But what's the S&P 500 in crypto? Is it just owning Bitcoin?
No.
Or is it owning...
Great question. So if you think crypto is just money, then it's just owning Bitcoin. But if you think crypto can be money or it can be tech, then it's owning the top 5, the top 10, the top 20 high quality assets, trying to screen out the junk. We can talk about that.
What's a high quality asset?
I could see the eyebrows.
It's getting too good.
Yeah.
It's getting too good.
Look, I talked about this earlier, that there may be alpha in screening things out, right? And I think if you look back through crypto's history, we can all identify some things that we wish we had screened out, right? So Luna, I know, is an example of something that people wish they had screened out. FTX's token is something that you wish you could screen out. I think there are ways to do that. I think you can look at, you can at least get warning flags from some of those assets if they're not available from, high quality custodians, or if there's in the US, no US dollar rails to get in and out of those assets, or if there's flaws in the tokenomic design. And you're not going to get them all right. And you may miss a few high quality assets, but I think you can get some of them. But even if you don't, even if you just buy the index, you're going to do fine. The thing about crypto is the space is undervalued by a factor of 10 in terms of where it's going. It's important in the world. So if you get that 10, even if you bought some things that went to 0, as long as that didn't spook you out of the market, who cares?
But do these index fund of the top 10 or 15 or 20 beat Bitcoin?
Oh, I don't know about that.
It's so hard to beat Bitcoin.
I don't know if it'll beat Bitcoin.
You said before 90% of my crypto is in Bitcoin, right?
Oh, Bitcoin and top 10 assets.
Okay.
So I invest in an index fund. But here's the thing. Even if you don't beat Bitcoin, I still would buy the index, because otherwise there's just going to be a moment when a friend calls you up and is like, you got to look at this thing, right? And you're going to get excited about it. It's going to have high returns, and you're going to jump into it, and you're going to blow yourself up. I think the controlling your own personal behavior it's the whole key. It's the whole key. So if you can, will it beat Bitcoin? I don't know. Bitcoin's really amazing, and it's going after the largest market in the world. So that's a pretty good bet. But I do think it's nice to have a way to resist temptation